It's time to review my favorite gacha game of all time, Nimbus Company! In a world filled with countless gacha games, one game dares to stand out, shining brightly amidst the darkest nights. Enter
Beach volleyball!
A masterpiece from Project Moon that blends strategy, story, and style into a truly unforgettable experience. First, what is Nimbus Company? Nimbus Company is a free-to-play turn-based strategy game with a unique die/coin-based combat system. It is made by Project Moon, the creators of Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Runeia, which are games that I also love like a lot. This game is technically a sequel to the other two games, but you don't really need to play those games to really understand what's going on. What truly sets Nimbus Company apart from other gacha games though is its storytelling. If you play the other two games I just mentioned, you will know Project Moon excels at crafting intricate, dark, and thought-provoking narratives. Nimbus Company continues that tradition, plunging you into a dystopian world of corporate intrigue, moral dilemmas, and unforgettable characters. The writing, peak. The atmosphere, kino. That's peak in Japanese by the way. Let's talk about the gameplay itself. In combat, rather than selecting standard attacks, each character known as a sinner rolls points that determine the effectiveness of their skills. Higher values mean stronger attacks, and the randomness of your coin flips are determined by your SP, aka Sanity. Sanity ranges from 45 to negative 45, and the higher your SP, the more likely it is that you roll hits on your skills. Generally, you want to be at the max SP at all times, unless you are using specific characters, so that you can keep rolling hits and do more damage. Does it sound complicated so far? Oh, but I'm not even done yet! There's still more to talk about, including buffs and debuffs and status effects and conditional skills. Just press win rate, dummy! What? Just click win rate, stupid! Well, I mean, it's a lot more complex than just pressing win rate. Just do it! Okay, fine. Well, most of the content in this game, or at least near the beginning of the game, can be beaten by just pressing win rate once you unlock it. Yeah, I said it. Are you happy now? Yes! There's actually a lot of in-depth mechanics involved in the gameplay system, which you will have to learn eventually. Win rate isn't omnipotent, but most of it is pretty self-explanatory, as long as you're willing to read a short essay each time you get a new character. Speaking of getting new characters, let's talk about the gacha in this game. Here's a really good aspect of Nimbus Company. It is extremely free-to-play friendly. You know how in other gacha games, once the character's radar is over, they disappear for a long time until they get a rerun? Well, in this game, you can craft any character you want for free. A week after a new character is released, they are available to be crafted in the shop using shards, a farmable resource in the game. It's very rare that a gacha game does this, and in fact, it used to be they can craft a character the moment it got released, and only recently got changed to a week later, because they finally realized that that's not how you make money in the gacha game. Honestly, I would consider this game more of a story game than a gacha game like its prequels, but hey, they had to make money, and I'm all for it. Go make that anime Project Moon, God bless. Also, in case you haven't realized, when I'm talking about the new characters, I'm just referring to different variations of the 12 sinners called identities, of which I just realized I haven't talked about the sinners or even the main character. I'll get to that in a moment. The variety system goes from 2 zeros to 3 zeros. The 2 zeros is basically your 4-star characters, and the 3 zeros is your 5 stars. It's not just identities you can get from the gacha though. You can get these things called eagles, which are basically equipable skills that can put on any identity. These skills usually roll quite high and can help you win losing fights, but they also have really good animations.
나는 이 왕좌에 묶여 홀로 통치하는 자일지니.
Or at least most of them. By the way, do you know that Nimbus Company is stated to have an Arc Knights collab sometime in late 2025? The collab will most likely come in the form of eagles. Just throwing that out there. Thought it'd be something nice to mention. Okay, now that we are 5 minutes in the video, let's talk about the main cast of the game. The main character's name is called Dante, and he's just a little cop guy. Look at him, he's doing the TikTok. He's accompanied by his band of 12 sinners along with the guy, Virgilius, wait a minute. Along with the bus driver Charon. These characters are all based on various literature by the way, like for example Force from Force, Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights, Gregor from Metamorphosis, and of course Dante from Dante's Inferno. You and your merry band of sinners go from district to district, just having a grand old time, a good old tour around the city, and just having a good old time in general, yes. It's a heartwarming and wholesome story, as Shaoji would say. Nothing bad happens. Right, real. Nothing bad happens at all, real. Each chapter you go to a district which will be familiar or relevant to one of the sinners, and the objective is to collect the golden bowls, aka magical tree branches, and hopefully along the way that sinner doesn't get absolutely traumatized or anything. That sure will suck. Chapters 1 and 2 are kind of like mini prologues to really introduce you to the world. It's at chapter 3 where it really starts to get good. No spoilers, you got to experience the story for yourself. It's really good. What else is there to talk about? Alright, Mirror Dungeons. It's a roguelike game of Olympus company and it's the main source for getting threats and shards to upgrade and unlock your new characters. Each floor you face harder and harder enemies while collecting eagle gifts along the way, which grant permanent buffs to your characters for the run. TLDR is a simulated universe for Honkai Star Rail players, and so I'm pretty sure everyone's played a roguelike before in their life. You know how they work. Wait, can you hear that? What's that in the distance? It sounds like music? Of course, you can't forget about the music. I mean, just listen to this. It's amazing. Nimbus company music can range from anywhere, like this, to this. Each track carries its own identity, reinforcing the tension, drama, and emotion of the game. The battle themes are great, the story themes are great, the boss battle themes are great. There is not one bit of the soundtrack and music score that I find lacking. Featuring amazing songs from Melee along with amazing tracks by Studio EIM. Wait, that sounds familiar. Hold on. Let's Google real quick. Wait, they made music for Prologue, another roguelike deck building game that I really like, and wait, is that Temple of Time for Maple Story? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked here, but what I'm trying to say is that the music is just really good. This combined with the amazing story really enhances the experience and can get you really immersed into the lore. I remember when Kanto, that's another word for chapter by the way, Kanto 6 came out, I wasn't at home and was outside. And the first chance I got to play the game late at night, I went through the entire story in one go, even though I desperately needed to sleep at the time because I had something important in the morning, but I just couldn't put down the phone. Actual tears were falling from my eyes, and I had to really hold it in because I was in a room with other people trying to sleep. It was just so peak. There isn't any other words to describe it. And that's not all, this game is really good at surprising you. That's when you think the story can't get any better, it just picks harder and harder even more. I personally can't wait for the next Kanto. Just talking about this has me hyped for what's coming next. If this video hasn't convinced you yet to play Nimbus Company, then I don't know what else to say. I mean, come on, even this bald dude is playing the game. Why don't you try it out as well? FYI, this video isn't sponsored or anything by the way, I just really want to talk about my favorite gacha game. And now that I have done that, you reached all the way to the end of this video, why not give this video a like and subscribe? It will help this video go out to more people and will appreciate it greatly. Thank you for watching and bye. I'm gonna do a normal flip now. Okay, bye. Attempt 1.